Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good whenever it is you're tuning in. Welcome to Ticket Price, the only show on the internet that asks the question that matters. Are these movies worth the ticket price? In other words, are they worth your time and money? Thank you for joining us. With you as always, I am the host and forehead of the show. My name is Jake. With me as always, sitting across the way, co-host extraordinaire, and the only man who really wasn't quite able to hide those erections in high school. Tevis at Master Control. Tevis, how are you, sir?
Well, when you're hung like this, they notice when there's a bulge in your sock.
Now, you went to school in the era where you had the short basketball shorts for gym class, right? So it was real awkward.
Yeah, it looked like a water pipe going down. It was.
You'll notice a bulge in your sock.
We also had those really high socks, with the stripes at the very top.
Yeah.
I had to change schools a lot.
Well, once the secret got out.
Yeah. But thank you for that.
And you say I never do anything for you.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. What are we doing today, other than talking about your huge penis, Jennifer Connelly?
Well, we're doing some big dick energy with the...
Jennifer Connelly.
We're talking about the Flintstones.
Flintstones. Meet the Flintstones.
Modern Stone Age family. Dun, dun.
You
from the town Bedrock.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
You've been a real butthurt baby ever since we pulled this out of the hat.
I'm fine.
We've done Black Adam. We have done Fast and the Furious. We did Joe Dirt. We did Lucy. And yet this is the one you're all tied up in knots over. I ain't a bunch of Flintstones.
We'll see.
We'll see. Maybe you realize you were wrong.
Possibly.
So, before we dive into it, there are 2 links below the description of this episode. One is a merch store where you can get all of your hot ticket price merch. The other one, though, will take you to a small list of bingo cards. We'll give you a second, click on that, pull up a bingo card, and play along with us. That way, at the end of the episode, you can let us know if you got bingo. I mean, it's really not that hard. Like, you got the erection, right? You can either, lower your book.
It is really hard.
Or you just, when no one's looking, just flip it up and tuck it into the waistband of your pants. Now, you may have to pull your pants up a little bit more so you don't have accidental, peeking out.
Yeah, but then I look like William Hurt from the Alien movie. This
oh, shit!
Yeah, Fat Coda's like, dude, are you okay?
I'm fine, Mr. Sanders. Could you please tell Tiffany to sit down? All right, you should definitely have a bingo card by now. All right, Tevis, we're going all the way back to the prehistoric year of 1994.
Oh, I was still in high school. I wasn't even born yet.
Should we play everyone's favorite game of how old is
My
Tevis?
parents weren't even born yet.
My parents. No, I was 4 years old.
You were 4?
You high school. You're so old.
Jesus Christ.
The real question is, how is it we get along so well and hang out when we are basically a full-ass generation apart?
That says something about you or something about me. I don't know quite.
You're a child and I'm very old at heart.
Yeah, that fits. Okay.
Oh, God. That far-flung year of 1994. Okay. Did you have any 94 reminiscing you wanted to do?
I would if I could remember it.
Oh, so then there I was, and then Tiffany walked by, and she had this sweater on. Oh, shit! Oh! There's no. I have to just say it. There's no way around it. I have to just say it. Tevis, I don't know if you're aware of this, but we may have to fly one of the largest red flags we have ever had on the show.
Oh, because of the writers?
So, The Flintstones, 1994, is credited with the writers Thomas Parker, Jim Genowan,
Sure.
and
I like it.
Stephen E. D'Souza. 3 writers, 3 writer curse red flag. However, do a little digging, and you will learn that the Flintstones apparently had as many as 12 writers.
You have 12?
The last figure I saw was 12.
Where the last figure I found was up to 35.
No way.
This film had famously long and complicated development process with a staggering number of writers, around 35, contributing to the screenplay at various stages. Ultimately, only 3 were credited.
Jesus Christ.
Why do I know Stephen
And we all wait for Tevis to gain his composure so he can explain that reaction. So Stephen E. D'Souza.
Wait a minute. I want to make sure before I say anything.
You don't want to defame anyone.
I don't want to.
You can't slander anyone's character.
Hang on. I'm almost there.
Ooh, don't say. There's been entirely too much penis talk for you to go.
I know.
Almost there.
That was on purpose.
Don't stop, Tiffany.
Okay. Screenplay. He did Die Hard. Screenplay. Did Die Hard 2.
Yeah.
Screenplay. Ricochet. Denzel Washington.
Okay.
It's an alright movie. The Flintstones. Written by.
Yeah.
Street Fighter. Written by.
Ooh, wait a minute. We were here, then kind of leveled off here, and then there was a steep and sudden plummet.
Written by, or Beverly Hills Cop 3. Written by.
That's no good.
Judge Dredd.
With Stallone.
Story, he did is credited for the story of Lara Croft, Tomb Raider, The Cradle of Life.
Gross. Those games aren't even good.
Oh, I love the Tomb Raider games. I did at one point, not so much anymore. But
you couldn't aim at anything. How am I supposed to run and gun if I can't actually gun?
It was auto aim.
Kind of.
Yeah. I mean,
when it wanted to work.
Yeah, it was, early stages of it. But yeah, Stephen D'Souza, not looking good. Anyway.
Okay. Directed by Brian Levant. Why do I recognize that name?
Brian Levant? Let me look. Ooh. I think it's not going to be good either.
Well, that makes it all the better to talk about.
Let me pull this up before I get
to... A lot of wiener talk today.
He did the Leave It to Beaver movie. Oh, sorry. That's written by. I apologize.
There's a Leave It to Beaver movie?
Oh, yeah. There was a time where it's like, oh, it's a TV show from the 60s and 50s. And yeah, we got to make something out of it. Blah. Why? I don't know.
Well, it's because the Addams Family worked. And then there was like the Munsters. And then there was, yeah, okay. I don't remember Beav.
I'm just going to go right past that.
Tevis has always gone right on past the Beav.
So he did. He directed Problem Child 2. He directed Beethoven.
Okay.
The Flintstones.
Yeah.
Jingle All the Way.
Oh, with Schwarzenegger and Shazam?
Yes.
Sinbad.
Sinbad. Flintstones in Viva Rock Vegas.
Gross.
And I'm skipping a few because I don't know this one. The TV show Grounded for Life.
I don't know what that is.
Snow Dogs.
So wait, did this guy eventually just have a contract with like the Disney Channel?
I think so. The Spy Next Door with
Batista?
Jackie Chan, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yep, Jackie Chan.
I'm thinking of My Spy with David Batista
So
before he got uncomfortably thin.
he did that for acting reasons.
Yes, but he looks ill.
Oh, he does. Yeah.
Like,
You can't go from what
I
he
think
was.
he took it too far.
Maybe.
Is my concern.
Maybe.
I'm worried for his health.
I think he just said hell with it, not lifting anything anymore.
I understand, but I'm worried he's dying.
Yeah, it looks.
He also looks like an actual Funko Pop. The only person who looks more like a Funko Pop is J.D. McDonough.
Who's J.D. McDonough? Why do I got to look this up? You're the one that brought it up. J.D.
Come on, computer monkey. He's a wrestler.
McDonough.
He's a modern wrestler. His finisher should just be the headbutt, because it would be the most devastating move in wrestling today.
Holy shit. Is that Hornswoggle's brother? Don't like him.
Look how big his head is in that.
It's huge. Holy hell.
His head could sue his neck for non-support.
It must be really tough being a professional wrestler when you can't look straight ahead. Those must be nice boots you're wearing.
His shoulders are perpetually slumped because he can't manage the weight.
Oh, yep. Nope. Don't like that. Let's get that atrocity off my screen. You devil!
Oh my God!
Mom, no!
All right, are we back to the Flintstones?
We're back to the Flintstones.
All right, starring John Goodman and Rick Moranis. Okay, we've talked a lot of shit.
Yes, we have.
You like John Goodman.
I love John Goodman.
I like John Goodman. Everybody likes John Goodman.
Yeah, I think so.
He's the perfect Fred Flintstone.
Oh, absolutely.
From a casting that's the reason why, or that's one of the reasons why the Flintstones movie had such a tumultuous production, is because they were like, John Goodman, will you be Fred Flintstone? And he kept turning it down.
Yeah, from what I heard, there was a couple of people considered for it. John Candy was one of them.
No.
Jim Belushi was the other one.
Maybe.
I think
I'm
he
going to
would
say
have
maybe.
been okay.
Yeah.
But
it's John Goodman.
It's John Goodman. And Rick Moranis, honestly, is good as Barney.
He's a character actor. Like,
absolutely.
He's a very talented character actor. So
I think
do you know who they wanted originally for Barney?
Danny DeVito.
Danny DeVito. And he went, no, this movie / role isn't really like my style of acting. I think you'd be better off with like a Rick Moranis. And then they got Rick Moranis.
Yeah. No, Danny DeVito would not have worked at all.
Hey, Fred.
I think they did a great job of casting 3 of the 4.
Only 3?
Only 3.
I think all 4 might be 6 if you count the kids. Pebbles is adorable, and I will murder you.
The only reason I don't include them is they don't do anything.
Pebbles is adorable.
She looks like an Olsen twin.
That's good. In 94, that's good.
No, I would say it's good, but they don't do anything.
Right, but Pebbles looks great. Like,
I agree.
Pebbles looks perfect.
I agree.
Okay.
But I'm not including the children. So I don't want to be mean to the children.
Since when?
Since about 15 minutes ago.
Okay.
But the 4 main characters, they did an outstanding job of casting 3 of them.
Are you dumping on Rosie?
How did you know?
I took a wild stab at the dark.
Yeah, she irritates the fuck out of me in this.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yes, we will.
Okay. Budget. What do you think the Flintstones was made for?
Well, considering they had to make everything,
Yeah.
35 million?
Made with an estimated $46 million.
Okay.
What do you think it grossed?
$35 million?
Is that your actual guess?
No.
Or are you just being
I'm just being
facetious?
Let's say 135.
Okay. So it tripled its money,
Yeah.
maybe, somewhere in there. With a worldwide gross of $341.6 million.
Are you fucking kidding me?
No, $341.6 million gross. People saw John Goodman as Fred Flintstone, and that was literally all you needed to see.
That is crazy. That is I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
A success.
That blows my mind.
I get that. Awards. 6 wins with an additional 10 nominations. And so that's 16 nominations total, right?
Right.
Because you have to be nominated to win.
Sure.
So 16. Of those, 4 were Razzies and 3 were from Stinkers. So a little over half were not good
awards. Okay.
But pretty much down the middle there.
All right.
So now, Tevis, what is your history with the Flintstones?
I grew up watching the cartoon. Like it was on reruns.
Yeah.
I'm not that fucking old, so stop looking at me that way.
Literally no one was looking at you.
Yeah, don't lie. You were, or you were going to. I don't want to hear it.
Didn't say anything. No one looked at you.
So
like in high school, no one looked at you.
Because they had to shield their eyes from the elephant trunk.
All right, kids, Tevis is coming. Everyone put on your shop safety glasses.
But no, I loved the Flintstones. And when I heard they were doing a movie, I was like, okay, cool. This will be cool. This will be fun. I never watched it in the theater, but I remember watching it. I don't know how, because I had like 4 different places to rent videos in that small ass town.
All of them were gas stations.
Absolutely.
What do you mean absolutely? Like, duh, it's such a normal thing.
Yeah, it is. What are you kidding? One was a grocery store. I'm sorry, I forgot. There was one a grocery store. But I don't know. I watched it. I was like, okay, that was fine. It was fine. And I never had I don't think I've ever watched it other than the one time. I just never had any desire to watch it again. And then here we are. And I had to watch it again. Because of this fucking show.
Again, why are you coming at this with a worse attitude than some of the literal worst movies we've ever watched, not including show?
We'll get there.
Okay.
So what is your history with the Flintstones?
I have seen this movie once. It came out in 94. My guess is I saw it somewhere in the realm of 95 or 96. At home.
Deep.
Although I was surprised how much I actually remembered.
Really?
Somewhere, this movie apparently did stick with me more than I realized. I think it was like a core memory unlocked as I was watching it.
So,
are you ready?
There it is.
Are you ready to get started?
Let's go, Bon.
Okay, Fred.
That was pretty good.
We got this.
Yeah.
So, the movie opens, and my first note is, oh my god, this looks exactly like the cartoon, and I love it.
The intro, when they do just like the intro to the...
Yeah, but just...
The overall look.
The overall look, the aesthetic. it's the real life version of the cartoon. And it still maintains that what I think is that perfect level of true to its cartoon heritage.
Oh no!
Without like losing it. The set design and the costuming, and it's amazing.
Yeah, the production value of this movie is off the chart. It looks so damn cool.
Yeah,
with all the animated or animatronic dinosaur heads, and all the appliances that they have, and like I said, they had to make every single thing in this world, and that blows my fucking mind.
Yeah, and you know what? So it's 94, and we get a mix of puppetry / animatronics, whatever you want to call it, and CGI. And the CGI is from 94. It hasn't aged the best.
No.
But you know what? It still looks just as good as some shit I've seen from not 94.
Yeah. This was the earliest use of CGI fur for the cat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's probably one of the reasons why we only see him twice.
Yeah. Because they went, oh, God, our computers can't do this more than we already are.
Shit. No shit. I bet it took 2 months to render it.
Also, you know why you only see the cat during the opening and outro of the movie?
So that's the only time you ever see the cat.
It's the only time you see the cat in the cartoon.
Yeah.
They never have a cat in the cartoon except when Fred puts it out at night.
Yeah. I don't understand that.
And then the movie proceeds to it goes from immediately wowing us with its production to giving us our villains monologuing their entire evil plan to set up the movie.
Yes.
And that's a unique choice.
Yes.
But you know what? This is a children's movie. It needs to be able...
Is it though?
I mean... Okay. Some may think that taking a children's cartoon, turning it into a children's movie, and then fashioning a story around corporate espionage,
fucking kids are going to eat it up,
and embezzlement and blackmail would be a bold choice, but I think it really worked here. You know what, though? No, you know what? Fuck you. Hold on. You can fuck right off, because they did this in 94, to which George Lucas saw this and went, holy shit, and started writing Phantom Menace. Tell me I'm wrong. You know what children want to watch in their children's Star Wars movies? Because Star Wars is for children. Sorry, everyone who is an adult and they're hearing this for the first time. Intense trade negotiations. That's what we want in our Star Wars movies.
Hell yeah.
Intergalactic Senate meetings and trade negotiations.
Riveting.
And also child endangerment and gambling.
Yeah, it works. Yeah.
Okay, betting on children in a pod race feels a lot like some less reputable dog tracks I've heard of.
Best part of Phantom Menace.
Duel of Fates.
Ooh, I think you got me. Yeah, okay, never mind. Second best part of Phantom Menace.
I think it's a deleted scene, but when Qui-Gon takes Shmi and just
rails,
and then at one point,
no, father my ass.
He may not have a daddy, but you do. I think that got cut.
I think so too. For good reason.
Blu-rays, baby.
That's how he got her shaver.
What?
With his little
what?
His communication device.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a woman's razor that they fashioned into looking like a
goddamn Phantom Menace. They didn't have more of a budget than
no. That's what they
than
used.
What Gene Roddenberry had to do for the original Star Trek.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the razor, but I'll put it in the on the screen here. But yeah, they
It's
just
token to remember me by. Unused. I know how you like it. Can I continue, please? But no, we our villains set up their villainous plan. They're going to embezzle basically all the money from Mr. Slate's construction company, his quarry company. But they need a scapegoat. They need a patsy. They need a fall guy. They need a rube. They need a stooge. I'm running out of synonyms.
Yes, you are. So our main bad guy is Kyle MacLachlan. Do you know who he is?
I recognize him and the name rings a bell, but
He was in the original Dune as Paul Atreides.
gross. Original dude sucks.
Twin Peaks.
Okay, yeah.
And then the lovely Sharon Stone is played by Halle Berry.
Yeah, we know that.
Yeah, we do.
She's the one we do know.
She looks fantastic.
Yeah.
Way better than she did in X-Men.
Well, to be fair, she was wearing a lot less in this than
And
she
that's
did
not
in
even what
X-Men.
I'm talking about. I'm talking about just her look as far as she didn't have the white hair.
Well, she didn't have the wig on.
Yeah. Yeah. And she didn't have some shitty accent.
That's true.
That helps.
And she just walked around like this going, "How can I help you, Mr. Tevis?"
When she does that, takes that cigarette. And
Also,
lights
this
it,
kid's movie has smoking.
that thing is way too big for a cigarette. And when she lights that up and she's sucking on that, I'm just like, please stop. Please.
Oh! Oh! Down, boy! Whoa!
What the devil?
What the? Jumanji! Alan Parrish's dad? Mr. Parrish, what are you doing? Don't look at my shame! No, she is very sultry. That was definitely something for all the dads who had to sit through this movie.
Yes. Kyle MacLachlan plays Cliff Vandercave.
Yes.
And I'm not going to lie. This whole naming things after stones and stuff,
35 writers.
it gets a little old.
Okay, Vandercave sucks. Sharon Stone, I got it.
Yeah.
We get it. Everyone gets it. It sucks. But, like, the original names, Flintstone, Slate, Rubble.
Oh, those work.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
But there's a point where it is taken too far. Like Flintstone, Slate, those are names. Rubble, less so, but it works. Vandercave doesn't work.
No.
Sharon Stone works as a name, but not in this movie. We get it.
Yeah.
But you know what? It's quitting time.
Yes, it is.
And the bird's tail is grabbed, and
the guy that pulls it looks just like the cartoon.
he looks exactly like the cartoon boss, or
Yeah.
foreman, or whatever.
It's great. It's great.
Yabba dabba doo.
And this whole, from the questionable start with the two villains talking, once they actually get to the opening of the cartoon and reenacting it, this is kick-ass.
Yeah. And I want to see more of Bedrock
I do too.
brought to life like this. It looks so good.
It does. It does.
Our next part, Tevis. There's a town I know where the hipsters go. Called Bedrock. Twitch, twitch,
No.
twitch,
No.
twitch.
Why is it there's no vocals coming from the radio? It's just the music. It's Barney and Fred that are singing it.
Yeah.
It's annoying. What the hell?
Twitch, twitch. It's the hit song about Bedrock.
What is it? The BC 52s?
Yes. Am I high, or were there other movies in this era that actively feature the B-52s for some reason?
I think you're right.
Or was it just Flintstones and I'm I'm conflating memories again.
I think you're right. I'll double check.
Like,
but
am I crazy to think that there were multiple movies that just have on-screen performing music? The B-52s?
God, I hope not. Oh my God.
That's a good sign.
They've appeared in several movies. Films like Rising Sun,
Okay.
Mystery Men,
Yeah.
Paul,
Didn't see.
and the Flintstones.
Okay.
But they have performed their songs in movies like Wedding Singer and Knocked Up. Gross and Gross.
Ooh, I think I'm thinking of Wedding Singer. Anna likes that movie quite a bit. Question. How did the B-52s get popular?
I don't know.
Yeah!
If I had an answer for you, I would tell you. Yeah,
If he had an answer for you, he would tell you.
Ugh.
Yeah, I would.
I only know of one of their songs.
Everyone only knows
It's the Love Shack,
one of their songs. It's
baby.
Love Shack. Love Shack, baby. Yeah.
Yeah, and why they're...
You know why
I
they're...
don't understand it.
That guy knows all about Love Shack. Says he is paid for every night he is spent not alone.
Probably, yeah.
But I'm in the B-52s. It's extra.
Yeah.
Oh, you're that guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But while Fred and Barney are... What?
Wow, Fred and Bonnie.
It's hard to get out of it. Oh, yeah. Great.
You're welcome.
The rest of the episode, we're going to be just slipping into the B-52s.
Ugh.
Love it.
There's not a member of that band I'd want to slip into. You're welcome.
The ultimate boner killer, the B-52s. Give it to me, baby.
No.
Yeah, fuck the B-52s. Can I continue, please?
I'd hope so.
Fred and Barney are peddling the Flintstone mobile. And, okay. We talked about it in Back to the Future.
I don't think the Flintstone mobile can go 88 miles an hour.
Not with that attitude.
No.
The Flintstone car is iconic.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know it on sight.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And it looks fantastic. Live action version looks great.
It does. And it irritates the shit out of me when they buy a new car.
Oh, he gets the Roadster?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, no. Get your old car.
No, but that would look good too.
Yeah, it looked good, but it's not.
Yeah, but
The Flintstones
none
car.
of that was the Flintstones. That's kind of the point of that whole story arc.
I know. It just.
We're not there yet.
It annoyed me.
We're not there yet.
I know.
Baby!
know.
I know, baby. But we learn that Barney and Betty have been trying to have a child. Unfortunately, they're having fertility issues, which is a hot subject for most children's movies.
That's why it's not a children's movie.
So we have corporate sabotage and now fertility issues.
I mean, we're hitting all the high points.
Unfortunately, apparently, despite having the exact same job as Fred, Barney doesn't have money?
It's Betty. I don't know why. I'm just saying.
But I mean,
I don't have anything to back that up.
I was going to say, wait, what about Betty Rubble makes you think expensive?
He's probably has her going to voice lessons to get that annoying ass voice under control.
You're just being mean.
And her shitty laugh.
No, I will fight you.
The laugh
There
is spot on.
It is literally perfect.
But that's it.
And when they do it in tandem, when Betty and Wilma do their laugh in tandem, like the cartoon,
Oh, it's spot on.
perfect.
Yeah. It just Betty's voice. It's annoying as shit. I can't.
Actually, that was less like Betty and Wilma and more like the Ginger from The Patriot. Aren't you a little old to be believing in ghost stories?
I don't remember that movie. I've tried to.
You
Put that to
hate
the back of my
everything
brain.
good and fun.
The Patriot is not
Can
good
I-
nor fun.
It is both, especially when that little boy gets it and you're like, ah! And then his brother gets it and you're like, ah!
We needed that in this movie.
We get corporate espionage and fertility struggles in this obvious children's movie.
And children's in child kidnapping
We're not there yet.
and endangerment.
Literally every children's movie has kidnapping and endangerment.
Probably right.
If the main character of said children's movie is a child or a group of childs, then there's an abandonment and endangerment. That's literally the entire premise of Home Alone. What if there was a child who was abandoned and in danger? And he defended himself as if he were the pint-sized version of Rube Goldberg. Brilliant! Sold. John Hughes, you bastard.
Let's market that to kids right away.
Now, the adoption agency were not going to approve Barney and Betty because they don't have any money, despite the fact that Barney has the exact same job as Fred and also have their own home, and it seems quite lovely.
Yes. So he needs a loan.
So he needs a loan. Well, Fred is nothing if not a bro. And he clears out he and Wilma's savings and gives it to his best friend. No questions asked, no return necessary. To help his boy start a family.
He is the king of his castle. He will not be told
By a
what to
woman.
do. By a woman. What to do.
Wilma doesn't know, does she?
It's none of your business, Bon. Don't worry, I won't tell her. Thanks, Bon.
Thanks, Bon. I kind of wish John Goodman had just done this with his normal voice and not an accent.
Yes.
I don't love his... Sometimes it's Boston, sometimes it's New York, sometimes it's Fred Gwynn, Maine. Hey, Bon, sometimes dead's better, are ya?
Yeah, it comes in and out and changes, and I'm not a fan of that.
Sometimes it's real strong, and then sometimes it's not present.
It's almost... It almost takes you out of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, John.
Still does a great job.
You're still welcome on the show, though.
Yes, absolutely. You can have my seat.
You can have his job.
Yeah. It's not hard.
I'm sorry, Tevis. We've had to let you go.
What? What do you mean?
You're being downsized to John.
I'm
John
being
Goodman.
replaced by who?
John Goodman.
John who?
John Goodman.
The guy?
America's second dad.
America's main dad. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Cool.
I mean, you still have to do all the work behind the scenes. You're just not here.
That's okay.
Okay.
That's fine. Will he be here when I'm editing?
Well, no, but he'll be here for recording.
I want him to be here while I'm editing. That way I have something to hug.
I can't make him stay. But
That's fine. That's fine.
You can sit in that chair in the corner next to the bed.
cuck chair? I'm in the cuck chair. Fine. Fine.
And we both went there instantly. No, we call that the guest chair.
Oh, yeah.
Sarah frequents it.
That's not the cuck chair when Sarah's here. That's weird. Sorry, Sarah.
We put paper towels on it.
We do? I don't while I'm editing.
It's its bare ass in the cuck chair.
Looks like bingo dots all over the sumbitch. From my butt.
Yeah, I know. You make that joke every single time anyone mentions sitting without pants on.
Yeah.
Why is your humor revolved around people who can't appropriately wipe?
That was my dad's favorite joke when it came to sitting naked on something. It's like you just look like you took a bingo dauber or
You're
whatever.
turning into your father.
I know, I can't help it.
That would explain Saving Private Ryan on upstairs when I came over.
God, I'm gonna feel myself turning racist.
Oh my god! What?
My dad had a smidge.
I feel like. Would you like to go into this?
No,
Okay.
no,
I feel like it would help you. You clearly want to talk about it.
no, I don't.
He wasn't racist. He just didn't like people who weren't white. Now, Barney gets dropped off. That's what we're to Flintstones.
Yeah,
Flintstones.
Flintstones. All white Flintstones.
Halle Berry's not white.
The Flintstones. I'm talking about the Flintstones. They're white.
Oh, well, yeah, they are, in fact, a Caucasian family,
Yeah,
yes.
that's what I'm saying. All white Flintstones. Not everybody in the movie was white. God, you racist ass. I'm saying everybody in the Flintstones, the family, is white.
Oh, okay. Bullet dodged.
Save that one.
Well done.
Thanks.
Fred gets home, and Wilma starts laying it on thick, rubbing her man's shoulders, lets him get in his recliner, talking real sweet, when she
Buttering him up.
begins to ask him why their nest egg is gone. They scrimped and saved and finally started to put a little back, and all of a sudden it's gone.
Yeah, what was it? She said she went to go get a new dishwasher or a garbage disposal. So let me ask you a question.
Yes.
So it's okay for her to go spend that money on a new dish or a garbage disposal, but Fred can't loan it to his pal for a child?
Well, actually, I can't answer this. So, yes, Wilma can use it for an upgrade to the home because it's something the whole family needs.
You don't need it.
Now, shut up.
Fred,
Shut up. Shut up! Now,
the garbage disposal.
she was buying something for the family / the house. Now, Fred can spend it on helping his friends adopt. Wilma does not know that's what the money was used for yet. She figured Fred does what he always does and bought something stupid. That would really only benefit Fred.
I don't know what that would be other than a new bowling ball.
TV.
Probably. But he wouldn't buy a new TV because that would be right there in the family room. She would see it.
That's true. Yeah, Fred does strike me as a guy with inexpensive tastes.
Yes,
He likes the bottom shelf beer.
absolutely.
You could literally feed him anything. I don't think he'd care.
And his bowling ball is probably great value.
Oh. Now, Fred explains he did not squander the money on frivolity. He loaned it to Betty and Barney so they could adopt a child because the agency wasn't going to let them adopt without some sort of financial backing. To which Wilma loses all annoyance and anger and really just appreciates her man for the big, dumb, lovable goof that he is.
And I think that if he would have just came forward and told her that in the beginning, we wouldn't have had any of this issue.
Correct. I do believe if Fred had just gone, hey, Wilma, I was talking to Barney. He told me about a roadblock they had. I was thinking we could really help them out. She wouldn't have said no.
No, not at all.
Because Wilma's not that kind of person either.
But so is it shitty writing on the 35 people part, or do you think it's Fred trying to put his flag in his home? Like, this is mine. Everything in it is mine.
So Fred Flintstone as a character is an Archie Bunker like
Absolutely.
archetype.
Absolutely. Very honeymooners-esque.
Yes,
Yeah.
very,
Bang, zoom to the moon.
yeah.
Yeah.
Because domestic violence is funny.
Yeah.
So he is that archetype. So to answer your question, I'm going to say yes, both.
Okay. I was thinking the same thing too.
Yeah.
One thing that this movie does, and they don't do it so much at the beginning, it's more of the middle end. The middle act, the second act, and kind of the third act. They do it a lot. I don't remember Fred being as dumb in the cartoons as he is in this movie.
I don't either. But I wonder, 35 writers, 94, if they weren't thinking they needed to give him maybe a little Homer Simpson.
You know what? I never thought of that. That's probably correct.
And 94 is still, because if you watch like the real early seasons of The Simpsons, Homer's not that dumb either.
Really?
He's dumb, but it's not as bad as what he would become. But then, like, dumb Homer is funny. So then they just kept accentuating that. And now Homer is, the character that we know him today. But, like, watch, like, season 1. You're like, oh, dumb, but he's not full Homer yet. But by 94, I mean, we're getting there for sure. I'm wondering if that had a little play in the idea of how this father-husband archetype should look.
Yeah, because I don't remember him being. I remember him being kind of a dim, but he was.
But he's not an idiot.
He's well-meaning or
good-natured.
Good-natured, lovable. He has well-meaning intentions. Kind of maybe a little misguided sometimes, but not like what we end up getting towards the middle of this movie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you talking about, this is before he gets the money, right? You're still talking about pre-money?
Yes.
Because post-money, that's part of the story arc.
Yeah, that's part of that.
Doesn't count.
No.
But anyway, back, let's see. Oh, the day has come. The Rebels and the Flintstones go to the adoption agency so they can all be there for the adoption. And the nurse comes out, or the agency lady, whoever that lady is, I don't know. She's got a little bundle of joy with her. And they pull back the little swaddle hood. And it's definitely a baby orangutan.
Yes, it is.
And they're like, oh, not what we were going for, but we'll love it. Well,
yeah, we'll love him like he's our own.
Yeah. And like, well, it's
And
not
Betty.
for you. It's for the Joneses or whatever. And they look, I went, holy shit, those are also real orangutans.
Yeah, that's something you don't see at all anymore.
I was jarred. I
Me
went,
too.
holy shit.
Yeah, me too.
Those are real apes on that set.
Yeah, 94. I mean,
And I immediately went back to nope.
Me too.
I was just like, Jesus Christ. And those apes were around child actors.
Yes.
Now, granted, I don't think orangutans have the same wildly violent outbursts that, say, chimps do.
Yeah.
Like, you can't have chimps around the children or even
People.
little people.
Yeah.
Like little people actors, like, because they'll go to assert their dominance. At least with a full adult, they don't realize that they're stronger than you, right? They look at a full adult and think, "Oh God, silverback gorilla,"
Yeah.
right? Not gonna mess. But the
Oh yeah, child.
no,
No.
it's nightmare fuel. But I'm just going, holy shit, those are real orangutan. Oh my God.
Yeah.
I forgot about that entirely.
I couldn't tell you another movie between 94 to now that has an actual
ape
anything. No.
other than that, no. And the only one I can think of pre-94 is that Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, Any Which Way But Loose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was it Right Hand Turn, Clyde?
Yeah.
How? Ha 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 ha.
Yeah,
How did he get an orangutan?
I
don't know.
I've watched that movie, but I couldn't tell you a single thing about it other than that.
Yeah. No one else can either.
I think there was 2.
I think you're right. Moving on. But Barney and Betty meet their actual adopted son. He was raised by wild mastodons, and he goes by the name Bam Bam.
The orangutan looked better.
Yeah? I do like, okay, can we just appreciate, I get that they're going for like full, like young Tarzan wild boy look. But you tell me the insurance company didn't, or the adoption, whatever I'm talking about, the adoption agency couldn't have like given him a bath?
He probably would have kicked her ass.
Here's the thing, because in the cartoon, Bam Bam has super strength.
Yes, he does.
And there are multiple times in this movie where Bam Bam has super strength, and I appreciate it. I actually appreciate it a lot.
Yeah, he has it until he doesn't.
Until it would ruin the shitty writing of the plot.
Absolutely.
Okay. We'll get there. Okay.
I'm fine. The wig on that kid,
Yeah.
still better than Iron Claw.
Now, we're talking about Bam Bam's costuming.
Did you see Nuts? When he's running across the street out of the adoption agency, I was like, holy shit, I just saw pistachios. Like, this is not supposed to happen. Ace Ventura was like, your balls are showing.
For us watching it, it wasn't when he was running across the street. It's when he falls through the awning and the camera basically just goes full upskirt shot. And we learned the young boy playing Bam Bam wearing a loincloth has nothing underneath, that they weren't expecting people in 2025 with a high-def TVs to watch. It went full Demolition Man Stallone. And I went, oh my word! And then Anna looks at me, she goes, did you just see his? And I went, hold on, and I rewound it.
Frame by frame.
And I just went, oh good lord!
Oh my god, it's Jaws Bush.
My pearls! My pearl! I did pearl clutch a little. I'm like, why didn't they just give it the little loincloth on the diaper part? The underneath part.
Have you ever watched
give the boy some coverage for his boys.
Have you ever seen Parenthood? Steve Martin, Rick Moranis?
No. Because I don't watch Steve Martin movies.
I watched that within the last year.
Gross.
Yeah, I got about 10 minutes into it, and then there's a full frontal shot of this child, same age as Bam Bam, standing there with a cowboy hat on and a gun belt, and he's a cowboy. But I'm like, I don't want to see full sprout. I'm like, no, I shut it off. I was afraid the government was going to bust down my fucking door.
The goddamn government knows what you were searching.
I was like, oh my God. My eyes. No, never. Don't watch it.
Well, I wasn't. It's a Steve Martin movie.
Yeah.
I would never willingly walk into a Steve Martin movie.
So, yeah, we don't see quite that much, but still we see enough.
We see enough for me to go, oh my stars. Heavens to Murgatroyd. Then we get the montage of them of Barney and Betty trying to care for Bam Bam, like the classic bowl cut and the bath. And he came with his club, right? Or when did he get his club?
I don't remember.
The classic Bam Bam club.
I don't remember.
That's always there until the plot dictates he really shouldn't have it.
Yeah, that I'm not sure. The bowl cut, still better than Kevin Von Erich's.
Yeah, well, it was.
Yeah.
But also, once Bam Bam was cleaned up, I went, holy shit, that's Bam
They
Bam.
look like Bam Bam.
And like when you see Pebble, and you're like, there's Pebble. Like they look perfect.
They do. I'll give you that.
I just don't remember the cartoon having so much pebbles.
Yeah. Saw a little bit too many pebbles in club. No, don't like it.
I don't like that phrasing.
I don't either.
I don't want to think that Bam Bam's walking with a club.
I'm sure he
Whoa!
is. I'm sure he's got a monster.
No.
No, I'm talking about now when he's older.
No. I don't know. There will be no conversation or insinuation about anything to do with Bam Bam's genitals. The government is going to kick in our door.
Wait a minute. Somebody's knocking at the
Oh,
door.
shit, they're here.
Down! Watch out! Jesus Christ.
Oh, shit, I knocked. Oh, God.
What are you doing?
I did it for a bit. Now. But we get Bam Bam. And so now we got the Flintstones, we got the Rubbles, we've got Bedrock. Like, this is working.
We got the characters.
We get the bowling.
Some of them.
As Fred and Barney meet up with the other water buffalo, right?
Correct.
The Fraternal Order of the Water Buffalo. Isn't that their group?
Yeah, Water Buffalo.
And it's a bowling championship, bowling tournament. And it's time for Twinkle Toes.
And Fred's confident, man.
Fred can do three things well. Frivolously spend money, bowl, and sexually please a 10 out of 10 like Wilma. So that man has every right to be confident.
I'll give you that one. Yeah. So Wilma's a 10.
She's a quality woman.
Yes, she is.
She's no Betty.
Thank God.
Now, I loved it in the cartoons. I love the Twinkle Toes sound effects.
Oh yeah,
As
that's
he
great.
runs by on his tiptoes to roll to roll. I love that sound. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's great. Same way with the running when they're pedaling the car.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's great too.
Bap, bap,
And
bap,
they use
bap,
that
bap.
too.
Yep.
And I'm glad they did.
All the sound effects that you want, that honestly you have to have, are here.
Even Dino. You know who did the voice of Dino?
No.
Mel Blanc.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he was dead for I think 5 years.
I was gonna say I kind of thought he expired before this movie came out, but
Yeah, he had passed away 5 years before the film's release. But he was the original voice of Dino in the cartoon, so they used it, and they used archived audio from the cartoon.
Well, this was produced by Steven Spielstone, so
Yes. Too much.
that's too much.
They go overboard. And then when they're watching the movie and it's Universe Shell.
Yeah. Although Tar Wars made me laugh.
Star Wars was okay. I like that.
But written by or directed by George Lucas.
Yeah. No.
But hey, thanks to Fred, the Water Buffalo win the championship, and they all share that gigantic mug of beer.
Gross.
Well, they're cavemen.
I understand that, but gross.
Also, I'm almost positive that one guy was in The Hills Have Eyes.
The big tall one?
The one without the beard.
Oh.
The one that looks like he was in The Hills
I
Have
know
Eyes.
what you're talking about. Yeah, you're probably right. You know who the one with the beard was?
I recognized him, but I don't.
He was Bull from Night Court.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Man, I liked Night Court.
I did too.
I was like, man, I know who that is. I don't know. I don't look it up because I know you will, and if I look up all the shit, you won't have any contributions.
Thank you.
Fred comes home.
Oh my God. Do you know who the guy was that looked like he was from The Hills Have Eyes?
No.
You know what his character's name was?
No.
Joe Rockhead.
There you go.
Played by Erwin Keyes.
Okay. Now, can I continue, please?
Yes, please.
Drunk Fred comes home to get, first, he knows Dino's going to dive all over him and blow his cover. But he's got a dog bone. He gives Dino the dog biscuit or whatever. Dino's happy. What does he trip over?
I have no idea.
He trips. It's like, oh shit! And falls and wakes up the house and is greeted by his mother-in-law,
Elizabeth Taylor.
who was nominated, I believe, for both a Razzies and a Stinker for Worst Supporting Actress.
I can see that. This was her last film.
I can see that.
Yeah, me too.
She's come a long way since Cleopatra.
Has she, though? I mean, age-wise. Not talent-wise.
That role compared to this role is
You don't think this has the same iconic stance as Cleopatra?
no.
Be Cleopatra Stone.
Cleopatra Stone.
I don't know. Pearl Slaghopel is her name.
Oh yes, from the Mississippi Slaghopels.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But they get into classic son-in-law, mother-in-law back and forth.
Some of their back and forth I did enjoy. I laughed.
I did.
Bit,
I did too.
but for the most part, I was just like, okay.
It's tired.
It is.
This didn't necessarily tread new ground, but there was something about some of the lines and the way John Goodman and Elizabeth Taylor spat them back and forth. I did chuckle.
Yeah.
Actually, a few times. Okay, now back to the villains. And they have set up an aptitude test for all the inquiry employees to take. Because whoever scores the highest on the aptitude test will be made the new junior vice president. And they'll become an executive. But what they don't know is that whoever takes that spot will be the fall guy, the patsy, the stooge.
This makes no sense.
What doesn't?
They're looking for the smartest one.
Yes.
Why?
You would think that they would naturally gravitate to whoever scored the lowest.
Yes.
But if they did that, then we can't get the friendship moment that comes.
So, plot reasons.
35 writing reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because you're right. It on the face. So hold on. Let me explain. They do the aptitude test. Unfortunately, Fred is as dumb as his namesake, a Flintstone. Even the orangutan does better than him. Barney breezes through it. Then Barney, seeing Fred struggling, is like, "Hey man, I'll take your test up for you. Thanks, Barn." And while going up there, Barney's looking over Fred's answers and realizes, oh God, he's got like everything wrong. But Barney vowed if there was ever a way he could pay Fred back for giving him the money to adopt Bam Bam, he would do it. So Barney switches tests with Fred. So they think Barney's test is Fred's and Fred's is Barney's. So when the highest score is revealed, we learn it's Fred. And Fred gets promoted and we're off to the races for the story. To your point, though, if Barney hadn't have done that, or if whoever legitimately scored the highest got that role, their plan kind of falls apart, doesn't it?
Yes.
Because the highest aptitude employee would read all documents and would try to do work and would uncover numerical discrepancies.
Be smart at their job.
And the embezzling plan fails.
Yes. Also, when they're bowling, Barney gives this big speech about...
Oh, the poem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He would do whatever he can do to make it right by Fred, pay Fred back, whatever he can do to make it up to him. But then we get this weird moment where Fred's crying and it's like thick, like gravy.
Yeah.
I don't understand that. But anyway, that was dumb. So
he has big, thick, manly tears, and he doesn't have to apologize to you or anybody.
It looked like snot, kind of. But so
he's not crying, he's just sneezing from his eyes.
At the bowling alley, Barney vows to do what he can to make it right by Fred.
Yes.
Why doesn't he just turn his own test in, get the job, and pay him back with the money that he's going to be paid for the job?
And the bonus he would probably get for uncovering the embezzlement.
Yeah, but even that, put that aside. He doesn't know anything about the embezzlement. He would get the promotion.
Right.
He would get the money for the promotion.
That's right.
That money he could give back to Fred with interest if he wanted to. 35 riders.
But this is a bigger gesture of friendship. This is a bigger repayment. He's not going to just pay his friend back. He's going to improve his friend's status.
I see that, but
I'm getting a feeling I know exactly where the line is of what you're going to do for me at some point, or what you're willing to do for me at some point.
No, I would switch the tests.
Okay.
Because I know yours would be better than mine, so I'm getting the promotion.
Wait, now to be fair, I agree with you, but...
To be fair, you're right.
No, I don't necessarily think that. You're sharper than you let on.
I know.
But not as sharp as me.
It's by design. If they think you're stupid, they won't ask you to do a whole lot of shit.
But they won't trust you to do it.
I know.
How do you think I get through most of my work days?
I learned that by working at Hy-Vee.
Whoa.
Thank you.
I think we're name dropping too many things.
That's all right. I don't mind.
But it did afford our house at... But no, Barney wants to do this grandiose gesture, and that grandiose gesture switched heads... Switch tests with Fred. Shut up.
Fred's tests.
Yes.
Fred's testicles. What?
We will return to your scheduled programming shortly, or we are currently experiencing technical difficulties.
No one's talking about testicles.
Man, you were Bam Bam's.
No one's talking about Bam Bam's testicles.
Not anymore.
You have a problem.
Switching Fred's test.
Thank you.
Tease. Barney did a grand gesture by switching the tests so that Fred would get promoted and Barney would remain a schlub.
A schlub that had the same job as Fred, but Barney and Betty don't have any money, despite not having kids. And yet, and yet the guy with a child somehow has more disposable income than childless people.
What's Barney and Betty doing with all that money? They don't even have pets.
They like rocks.
They don't.
Cocaine rocks.
They call it rubble for a reason.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
It's a street name.
Yeah. So, Fred and Wilma have the kid. They have 2 pets that they have to take care of.
Yes.
What the fuck do Barney and Betty doing?
Cocaine.
God.
They couldn't do cheap street level generic drugs. No, they had to go for the expensive stuff.
Hell yeah. Okay, I see how it is now.
Barney parties.
Fucking Barney and Betty. But they're swingers.
Whoa!
But they are.
No one is talking
with the Neanderthals on the bowling team. That's why they can't look at Barney when he's doing that poem.
He read that to me while he sat in the cuck chair and I fucked his wife. But it's okay. It was consensual.
Yeah.
Hey, we're not judging. Consenting adults can do whatever it is consenting adults do.
Do it harder, Rockhead. Get your head up out of the table like that. There we go.
I'm just going to slink away now.
Be careful back there. That's what Barney was saying.
Thank you. I put that together.
Okay.
You know, if you had just used even just the smallest percentage of the energy you use for that and put it towards something good and or constructive.
Why?
Do her harder, Rockhead.
You got to do it in the Barney voice.
I don't want to do it in the morning. Nope. No, I'm not. I'm
That's
not.
what Barney or Betty said to Rockhead.
No.
I'm sorry, Joe Rockhead.
Gotta fuck her harder, Joe. I'm losing wood over here. Okay, continue, please.
I would hope so.
Fred becomes the JVP, and we see Fred get acquainted with his new swanky executive life, like his dick to bird, and his very attractive secretary, and the fact that he can just open his window and shout to all the guys in the quarry.
Do you know who the voice of the Dick to Bird was?
Harvey Korman.
Harvey Korman. Do you know what he was in the original cartoon?
I didn't know he was in the original cartoon.
He was. He was the voice of the magician guy.
Oh, I know. I can picture him. I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yeah, that
Look,
guy.
I know him. Well, both from Blazing Saddles, but also the Carol Burnett show.
Oh, absolutely.
I love the Carol Burnett show. He couldn't get through a single goddamn skit.
No, and it was great.
And that itself became the skit. Is if can we make Harvey lose it?
Watch the one with the dentist. That is awesome. Him and
Tim Conway.
Tim Conway.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Tim could make Harvey break every time.
oh, it was so great.
So
Gazoo. Tight. That was the character from the Flintstones that Harvey Korman voiced.
Okay.
The Great Gazoo.
wasn't the magician? Wasn't that the Martian?
Martian, that's what I meant, yeah. I was thinking of Superman had the magician that he couldn't beat because he can't defeat magic.
Mixoplex?
Mixoplex. That's who I was thinking of. They're both small.
Okay.
Kind of green. I don't think Mixoplex is green.
No.
No.
I think you're trying to save it and making it worse.
Trying to, yep.
Can I continue, please?
Dick the Bird.
You have just made our whole episode grind to a halt. Again.
That's what I do.
But in a cruel twist of fate, while Vander Cave and Sharon Stone are turning the screws and making Fred fall into their trap, they realize that there's someone, according to the aptitude test, so unbelievably stupid that this employee is a liability to have on the workforce any longer, and Fred has to be the one to fire him. And that person is Barney Rubble.
Yeah. That's another thing. What the cartoon didn't do was make him that stupid.
Right. No.
Fred's not as dumber than the orangutan. I'm sorry.
He operates a brontosaurus crane.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, he can comfortably work heavy machinery. Yeah. He's not a dumb person.
No, he's not.
Barney might be.
I did enjoy, though, when he was taking the test and he was carving in that stone tablet and he made a mistake and he tried to fill it back in with the...
Well, at first he tries to erase, but there's no eraser because it's a chisel, so he takes all the rock chunks and like puts them back in the hole. That was a fantastic detail.
I liked that a lot.
I liked that a lot. Well, you know, Sharon Stone can chisel 18 words a minute.
That's what I hear.
So at the big celebratory party, congratulating Fred on his promotion, he fires Barney because he can't handle all the praise and, you're such a great guy, and
Here's a briefcase for you.
Yeah, knowing what he has to do, and it just eats him up, and he fires Barney. And apparently, it's not often we watch a movie where the town / people in the movie might be worse off than where we actually are in the current day. But according to the job market that we see through Barney, Bedrock might not be in a great spot.
Barney's taking it pretty well, though.
Well, he's just an upbeat guy, but the job market is shit.
Oh, yeah. We get another montage.
And then they they don't lose their house. They sublet their house.
Yes.
To avoid losing it.
Yeah, and move in with
And they move in with the Flintstones.
Yeah, with the Flintstones.
Now, I love all they're talking about this. It's going to be great, and we're all together under one roof and whatever. And Pebbles and Bam Bam are in the background playing on the swing set. And Bam Bam's pushing Pebbles, and all's good. And it cuts back to the parents, and they're all talking. And then the camera turns again, and you just see Pebbles and Bam Bam in the background. But the swing is doing a full 360. I love that. That was hilarious.
And the parents look around, and at that moment, it starts to go back normal because it loses momentum. Yeah, I like that a lot.
That was funny. This movie has a number of just genuine, funny, charming moments.
I will give you that. It does.
Now, through corporate manipulation, because again, children's movie, Fred is given a bonus and is encouraged. If you want to be an executive in this company, you got to live like an executive in this company. You got to look it. You got to live it. You got to spend money like it. And then we get the montage of Fred and Wilma shopping.
Too many montages.
Well, 3 writers will produce more montages than anyone else. So I got to think 35 writers. Most of the editing room floor is ankle deep in cut montage footage.
Yeah, I would agree.
35, Jesus Christ.
There's probably a bowling montage, working at the rock quarry montage.
Don't say it.
Shoving their hand down garbage disposal montages.
Don't say it.
That's all I'm going with.
Okay.
That's where I'm at.
Perfect. We can... Perfect.
Fred and Wilma, they end up getting a new garbage disposal.
Yes, they do. That pig is gone.
They dispose of that old one.
They just fired it. They didn't kill it.
No, that's what I'm saying. They disposed of it. Said, get out of here. We see him later, though.
Yes, we do. Now, Fred ends up signing a bunch of paperwork.
Dummy.
And while he's doing that, he didn't notice that all the stone tablets he was signing were pink. Did you catch that?
Yes, I did.
I enjoyed that too.
Yeah.
And we learned that those are pink slips, and he fires all the employees.
Yeah, he thinks he's giving them a nice long vacation.
Yeah.
So that's what he even says.
While thinking that, he takes Wilma and Betty out to a really nice restaurant. And they're waiting for Barney, but Barney never shows. Come to find out, Barney is a waiter there because that's just the job he could find. And we get to hear the stylings of the BC-52s.
Gross.
Bedrock, baby. Yeah, Twitch.
Too much. We already seen it once.
Twitch.
We don't need them again.
Twitch. Twitch.
That's what I felt like listening to it.
God, the B-52 suck. Awful.
They are.
Awful.
Terrible.
Quit eye fucking me every time I move in my chair. You're looking like I'm going to bring the whole wall down. You should be so lucky if I do, because that would be great on camera.
Yes, it would, honestly. I'd post that shit all over the place.
Not even on our actual channel. You're just like, look at this idiot.
Blood running down his head.
Ah! There's a Jar Jar in my colon.
Wolverine pop sticking out of the top of your head.
Why is it so sharp?
Stretch!
Yes.
Wolverine, baby!
We're so stupid. So everyone gets fired.
Don't they learn about it on the news?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's lame.
The Flintstones and the Rubbles have a really big fight. Barney goes full George McFly and knocks out Fred.
Yes, he does.
Fred takes it like a bitch.
He gets a stepladder and everything.
And, hey, hold on, I forgot to punch out.
Nice swing.
Thank you.
Job, Barn.
Thanks, Tevis. I learned it from your mother.
Thanks. What?
Work her harder, Tevis's dad. I'm losing wood. Now, they get home and Fred and Wilma have a fight because, everyone said things they didn't mean. It went too far. And then, Wilma packs up Pebbles and goes to her mom's. Fred's all alone. So then he just decides to walk the streets.
I don't understand this. He gets in costume, gets the fake beard and a trench coat.
Where did he get the costume? And why did he leave his house?
I don't know, honestly. I don't know if it even says.
No, he's just walking around the street and it's all destitute and it looks worse than 1985.
Back to the Future 2?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe he's wanting
I can't think of the name of the town.
Hill Valley?
Hill Valley, thank you.
Maybe he's wanting to flash people. I don't know.
Take price.
But yeah, it's kind of dumb.
Well, Fred's masterful disguise is unveiled or foiled, uncovered, unglued.
Let's go with unglued.
Unglued. And his fake beard is ripped off by hobo with sideways hat.
Jonathan Winters.
Who?
You don't know who Jonathan Winters is?
I might. I don't know.
Stand-up comic. Back, he was prominent on Dean Martin shows, like the roasts and stuff back then.
I don't like Dean Martin.
No, I'm not a big Dean Martin fan either, but he was big back then.
Sure.
So yeah, Jonathan Winters. He was also on Mork and Mindy for a while.
Gross.
No. Fantastic show.
No. Mork and Mindy is bad.
No.
Mork
Mork
is the epitome of do whatever character you have to do to get your foot in the door and then never look back.
Mork and Mindy is fantastic. And we better move on or I'm going to have to forget to punch out.
You punch this brown eye. Mork sucks. Mork from Ork is bad. He couldn't freeze Fonzie. Because Fonzie was already too cool.
That's lame.
Wait, look. Oh my God, he's moving.
And then he jumps a shark.
Yes. Okay, can we just appreciate that a legitimate visitor from space, an actual alien comes down in 2 or 3 different episodes, and that was fine. Fonzie water ski jumps over a shark. That was too far.
Oh yeah, that's just ridiculous. I mean, come on.
And I like Happy Days.
It's been a while since I watched it, so I can't say one way or the other.
It's got Mr. Miyagi sometimes.
That's true, it does.
Fred is on the run, and all the fired quarry workers catch him and form an immediate lynch mob.
Something else good for a children's movie.
Lynching?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just just random lynch mob. Love it.
Yeah. When the roar of the crowd is interrupted by the jingle jangle of an ice cream truck.
Yeah, here comes Barney.
And his latest job, he's got
probably got fired for punching a patron.
Well, yeah.
At the restaurant.
Obvious. I think he had quit though. I think that was his quitting.
Probably.
But it was snow cones?
Yes.
Snow cones. And Then they're like, hey, who are you? Oh, this guy was my best friend. Good enough, kill him too.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Oh, I think they learned, that's when Barney admits that he switched their tests.
Yeah, but they all act like they don't know him when he shows up.
Maybe Barney sucks. I don't
But
know.
they were on a bowling team with him.
That's true.
They were all looking at him when he was giving that speech like, oh, God.
The poem.
Yeah,
They also all worked together for like 20 years or whatever it's been.
I don't understand.
Hey, Fred, I hear we're not supposed to eat so much red meat. That's bullshit, Bon. My father ate red meat every day of his life, and he lived to the ripe old age of 38.
You sound just like him when he's going in and out of the...
Fuck you, Tevis.
Yeah.
You cock. You cack. So they're going to lynch both of them.
Sounds reasonable.
That's when the women show up, because they snuck into the office and stole the Harvey Korman Dictabird.
Yeah, so I don't know where they were, but they were seeing a reenactment of the crime on TV
Yeah. With Wilma's mom.
with Wilma's mom. And they get this idea. In the TV reenactment, the Dictabird is there.
Yeah.
And Wilma's like, wait a minute. And they go to the quarry, steal the Dictabird. And Vandercave sees them running out and is like,
Because apparently he lives at the office.
oh, yeah. I mean, as most criminals do.
Speaking from experience.
Yeah. He,
As most criminals do.
but he's just like, oh no, my master plan. Ugh, your master plan. Bullshit. 35 riders.
You are making this up as you go, sir.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He is. 100%.
So Wilma and Betty show up in the car, save the boys. I did laugh pretty good at when they get there and they see Fred and Barney both with the nooses around their necks. And Betty's like, Barney, do you have to do everything that Fred does? That was more Mr. Ed.
That was a little Mr. Ed, but spot on still.
Wilbur.
No. Dumb.
Wilbur.
She's terrible.
I get paid more than you.
More than Barney? Yeah.
No, more than Wilbur.
Oh, probably.
The famous Mr. Ed, you little piece of shit.
I did like when they get back to the house and the house is ransacked and the mother-in-law is tied up and so's Dino. And Fred steps over the mother-in-law to untie Dino.
Twice.
Yeah, he steps back over. Yeah, I did laugh at that.
I laughed at that too. That was funny. Because they took the trope, but they did something new with it.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, it works. But Vandercave ends up kidnapping the kids.
Yes.
This is where Bam Bam doesn't have his strength.
Or his club.
Or his club.
Because let's be honest, Bam Bam would have handled that business.
Oh, absolutely.
They would have come home and Mr. Vandercave would have just been a pile of blood on the floor.
Yeah. Yeah, you wouldn't have been able to recognize him.
But no, yeah, all of a sudden, Bam Bam's been neutered.
Yeah, and that irritates me when they do that.
He wasn't neutered earlier in the film.
No, he was not.
Lynching, kidnapping. Now, it's time for a rescue.
Sort of.
No, there's a rescue.
It's kind of clumsy.
Well, it's Fred and Barney.
Yeah. Also, a murder.
No, that was an accident. And no one liked that guy.
That's true. No one did like that guy.
But it will touch on a cornerstone of capitalism, if you will. So Fred and Barney show up at the quarry because a big part of the plan with laying off all the workers and everything is Vandercave, air quote, has an idea to automate the manufacturing process of small, affordable housing.
Yes.
And so Pebbles and Bam Bam are tied to the machine that's going to go into like all the axes and grinders, and it's going to be very horrible child murder.
Which
like
is,
grisly child murder.
That's fine. It's fine.
Fred and Barney kind of just bumble around, and I feel like that's a good way to
Oh, yeah.
describe it. Is they just kind of bumble around.
Yeah, Vandercave wants the Dictabird.
Right.
That's what he wants. So he tells them, bring the bird to the quarry, you'll get your kids back. But he kind of lied.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
Shocker. Bad guy lied. Which also means
I was
he
appalled.
was 100% just, he was like, I'm going to kill these children.
Yeah, even if he got the bird. And then what was his plan?
Just kill the children.
If Fred got a hold of him, Fred would have fucked him up.
I'm kind of sad we didn't get it.
Yeah.
We got the hint of it.
A little bit, but not.
But it didn't.
No, it didn't come to what we should have got.
We didn't see Bam Bam get a piece of his ass. We didn't see Fred get a piece of his ass. Apparently, Barney's got a hell of a punch.
Apparently.
And you know what?
Excuse me.
I bet Wilma could handle some business.
Oh, Wilma, yeah.
I don't know if Betty can do anything.
She can't do shit.
I love how much you hate Rosie O'Donnell. I'm learning so much about you. I've got to put more Rosie movies in the hat.
Oh, God.
Maybe A League of Their Own.
That's all right. It's got Tom Hanks.
And Rosie O'Donnell.
Yeah, I know. But also Gina Davis.
Eh.
Oh, yeah.
Eh.
So, somehow Mr. Vanderclave Cave gets a gun.
Yeah, he has a gun.
Why?
He has the power of gun. So Fred can't just beat him to death.
Yeah, but it just comes out of nowhere.
Yes.
Like, it's dumb.
A little.
I hated it.
Hey, Mr. Vandercave, it looks like it's time for you and I to interface. And then John Goodman just smashes that giant fist into his hand. I'm just going, that's what I want to see.
Absolutely.
Instead, we get the shitty bowling thing. But
yeah, and then
he
also
trips Vandercave with the bowling ball.
We get Sharon Stone. She does a thing because earlier she finds out that Vandercave only has one ticket to Rockapoko.
Hey, she could have always gone to Rock Vegas, but that was the sequel. No, it was a prequel.
Yes, it was a prequel.
What Baldwin-ass brother plays Barney in the prequel? That moon-faced dweeb. I'm like, guy.
That's Steven.
That guy has nothing going on in his eyes.
Yeah,
I've had more intelligent stare downs in a cow pasture.
That whole cast is just kind of meh. But so Vandercave is just going to leave her, and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to go down there and make sure everything's okay, and then I'll send for you." And she knows what's up.
Yeah.
So she helps out Fred.
Well, she also she tries to get Vandercave to kind of like cancel the plan.
Yes,
because she actually likes Fred, like friendly, like. She likes Fred because Fred is a genuine-hearted, good-natured guy, and I don't think she's encountered many of those in her life.
Definitely not the one she's with.
And she doesn't want to hurt Fred.
Right.
But then the final straw is being, he's leaving me. Okay, asshole.
Yeah. Well, because Fred does a thing. He's talking to her about something in the boardroom, and he asks her opinion on something. And she's like, "Oh, you don't really want my opinion," or something like that. And he goes, "No, I really do. I think you're really smart, blah, blah, blah." And then 2 seconds later, she goes into Vandercave's office and is talking to him about something. And he's like, "I don't want you to think. You're not smart enough to think." And it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But then, the last straw was the plane ticket.
Now, I do like how Fred just hulks that catapult over.
Oh, yeah.
So the rock destroys the machines. Now, granted, Bam Bam would have done it easier, but...
No, because he had the kryptonite, apparently, and...
the kryptonite of poor plot development.
The kryptonite of 35 writers.
That is a hell of a kryptonite, by the way.
Yes, it is.
But Fred destroys the whole automated apparatus, which gives Barney the time he needs because Barney shot himself out of the catapult, but saves the kids. And then, while trying to escape, Vandercave gets coated in a new substance that was created in the destruction of the automated process. And he gets coated in concrete, and it hardens and he dies.
It's named after Mr. Slate's daughter,
Concretia.
Yeah, so there's just this
Dead man.
statue with a dead man in it.
Yes.
Okay.
Like something out of a Batman comic.
A little bit.
But as I say it,
As I say, boy.
I'll say, boy, shut up now. I'll say, I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you here, boy. Shut up and listen now, boy.
What are you gonna tell me? Hey, rock lobster.
Wasn't ready for that one. A cornerstone of capitalism is human life is irrelevant and expendable if it uncovers new ways to make money.
Absolutely. 100%. This movie is telling us a lot.
Yes. And Slate is going to give Fred Vandercave's old job.
Yeah, I forgot about that. But he turns it down.
But he just, I want my old life back, my old job back. That's what I want. Fred might be an idiot.
Yeah.
Because you were talking about, like, why didn't Barney just take the promotion and then with all the money he's making, just pay Fred back, right? Why didn't Fred take the promotion and then hire Barney as his junior vice president, whatever? Now they're both executives making plenty of money and everyone's happy and provided for.
But he knows how the money turned him.
That's true.
But
he doesn't, yeah.
Instead of, I don't know, learning from your mistakes, let's just go back to being fucking poor.
Look, that money was like black tar heroin. And he just needed to stay away.
Yeah. Too much money is a bad thing.
I wouldn't know, but I'd like to find out.
I know, me too. I'll try some black tar heroin. I mean money.
Money for black tar heroin.
That's what I meant.
Obviously.
Duh.
Obvi. And all is right with the world. Closing credits.
Yeah.
And the ending of every Flintstones episode.
We get that too. And that's spot on perfect.
Yep.
Looks shot for shot.
It does look great.
Yeah, it does. I'll give you that.
Are we there?
We're there.
All right. So, Tevis, ratings time.
Oh.
IMDb scores The Flintstones
7.
at a 5.0.
Oh, okay. That's a little high.
Oh, stop it. What is the matter with you? Rotten Tomatoes scores The Flintstones at a 23%.
Jesus Christ.
For a grand total of 73 points. And I knew you were going to ask, so if you were curious, our lowest overall rated movie is still Joe Dirt at a whopping 69. But just 4 points better, The Flintstones.
Wow. Just 4? Okay.
Using Joe Dirt as our lowest scoring movie benchmark. And Lucy as our lowest quality benchmark. Both of these ratings are unfair.
We'll get there.
Tevis, Flintstones is not a 23% movie. The production value alone gets it to the 40s.
1940s, but no, not the 40s. I would say gets it to that 23. Do you have reviews?
I do.
Let's hear it. We should have the Ebes.
I do have Ebes. All right. Variety. In a day when popular movies have more in common with theme parks than old school artistic traditions, this one fits right in. This review, as most of them do, go on about the lengths the movie went in its production. and was dismayed that the creative portion of this movie didn't match.
Okay, I could get that. I get that. I could see that a lot.
Ebert. The Flintstones does so well with the hard part of creating. It's in the hard the Flintstones. Shut up, Tevis. Shut up, Tevis. The Flintstones does so well with the hard part of creating its world that it's a shame the earlier part, putting a story into it, doesn't measure up. 2.5 stars.
Fuck you, Ebert.
Better than Die Hard,
He
which
is
got a 2.
out of his mind. Out of his ever-loving mind.
I can't hear you because John McClane is somewhere way down here. It's in the trash bin, and Fred is
He's under the rubble. It's a better joke than anything.
well,
in
depending
this
on where
movie.
Barney was sitting, Fred might have been under the rubble.
It's true.
The Betty rubble.
A Betty rubble. Okay.
Better than Die Hard. Deal with it.
Fucking trash reviewer. Terrible.
So Tevis, that brings us to the hard part. What is your... No, I'm sorry. We're not there.
No.
Awards.
Awards.
What awards do you have?
I have the Charlie Sheen Award for the worst accent.
Fred?
No.
Oh.
Rosie O'Donnell.
Stop it. She's
Terrible.
not even doing an accent.
She's doing a voice.
That's not the same
the
as
same.
No, it isn't.
It's the same.
No, it isn't.
Same. It's my award. Giving it to who I want to give it
It's
to.
my award. Well, I want to give the Morpheus Award to Rich, Fred, and Wilma.
They looked fantastic.
They looked great.
Yeah.
Wilma was doing something for me in that black dress.
Wilma was good throughout this whole movie.
Yes, she was.
But I want to give the Morpheus Award for Best Dressed to Sharon Stone. She looked fantastic. And
Because she wasn't wearing anything but a little leopard
she
print.
was wearing enough. Too much, maybe.
There was a reason she was instrumental in my blossoming.
I can see it.
She still, as I think about it, she still might have been my first Hollywood crush, my second after Mel Gibson, but my first female Hollywood crush.
and I see it from here.
Yeah.
Not in X-Men.
No, it's
But-
still a little bit in X-Men.
Yeah. You have another award?
Honestly, not really.
I have one other one.
Okay.
The Brie Larson Award for bad acting.
Stop it. Stop it. You're needlessly being mean.
You don't even know who I'm going to give it to.
Okay, who are you going to give it to?
God, you're attacking me over the award that I haven't even given yet. You're acting like I'm targeting one specific Rosie O'Donnell.
I'm sorry. Which Rosie O'Donnell are you targeting?
The one who played Betty.
Wait a minute. Didn't you pull the same shit on me with another movie when I just wouldn't let it go?
No,
Yes, you and Sarah Bull.
no, you have no proof.
We record everything we do. There is
you
proof. I
don't.
just
You
have
got
to
to find it. I got to delete whatever that was. I got to figure it out. Anyway,
I'll find it before you do. I'm looking at our award board. I really don't have any others. Not really. Not really. So, Tevis, what was your favorite part?
honestly, it's the look of the film. Everything looked like the cartoon, from their outfits to the cast themselves, with the exception.
She looks fine.
She was fine. She was from just the world. Everything in the world looked like it.
Mhm.
It was, production value was spot on.
My favorite part? Production.
Yeah.
It's
That's it.
It's the hallmark of this movie.
I agree.
It looks and feels fantastic.
What's the worst part for you?
Honestly, probably the story. The villains are bland at best. The villainous scheme is dumb and doesn't hold water at all. And as we did multiple times, you put just the tiniest amount of thought into any of it, and it all crumbles like a house of cards.
Yeah.
And there's nothing you and I do better than putting a tiny amount of thought into something.
Absolutely.
And we destroyed the plot of this movie from top to
Easily.
bottom.
Easily.
Do I think a Flintstones movie could work? Yes, I do. But I don't know if they thought too hard about it, or they didn't think hard enough about it, or what. I don't know.
Or they didn't think about it.
At all?
Yeah.
Well, no, 35 people, at least one of them thought a little.
I don't think that thought got put into the story.
This is the ultimate example of group projects.
Yes. Absolutely.
So now... No, I'm sorry. Did you say your worst?
No, not yet. I'm just
Okay.
waiting. Just waiting for you to ask.
What's your least favorite? Don't say... Don't... What? Don't say it.
Rosie O'Donnell.
Mean. Unnecessarily mean.
It's the character. She's terrible.
Stop it. That is not your actual pick. There are so many worse things.
Yeah, but it's glaring. It's glaring.
To you! You have this weird obsession.
This is why this is my list. It's on my computer, on my notes. So there.
So,
what prop would you like?
Ooh. You know, there aren't all that many to...
It's weird, isn't it?
Like, this movie has no props as we would think of them.
Yeah.
So, I'm going with something I saw in the background that works, that I think works perfectly. It's immediately identifiable, and it's built around the production of the movie, the best part. One of the smaller shelf-mounted bowling trophies of Fred's. Not the big Stanley Cup one he comes home with, but one of the ones in the background. It's a bowling trophy that looks like a cartoon carved out of stone that says Flintstone.
Yeah.
Like, right there, perfect.
Mine is something that is specific to the character.
The seat of Wilma's chair.
Quit looking at my notes. No, it's Wilma's necklace.
The pearls?
Yeah.
But like the big stone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I love it. They look great. She wears them fantastically.
Which, how is that even possible?
Elizabeth Perkins kills it as Wilma.
Oh, absolutely.
She looks like her. She sounds like her.
Fred.
Great. It's great.
You're right, though. That does work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before we get to our final thoughts, back in 1994, when this movie was released,
Yes.
McDonald's brought back the McRib.
Okay.
And do you know how much a McRib meal was back in 1994?
$2.25.
$2.99.
Oh, okay.
That's the McRib, fries, and a drink.
Yeah.
You can't even get a fucking drink for $2.99 now.
Capitalism.
Yeah. No, I just saw an advertisement for that with John Goodman as Fred on the McDonald's, and I'll put it in the video, but I just thought that was so cool. It's like, holy shit, $2.99 back in 94.
I don't even remember the McRib existing in 94.
Yeah, I didn't either. I don't remember when it first came out.
Oh, I have no idea.
Yeah, me either. Anyway, final thoughts?
Sorry, I was still thinking about props and different things. But yeah, really, honestly, there's not a whole lot to pick. I just, I wanted to ask you, so special for this movie. And I'll open it up to the cartoon also. What is your or one of your favorite appliances in the Flintstones universe?
That's a good question. Probably the lawnmower.
Is it like a lobster or
Yeah,
like a
with the
crab?
or whatever it was. I don't know, but I just thought that was super cool.
The woolly mammoth faucets,
Yeah.
like sink, shower. That's funny. The pig garbage disposal, I thought was clever. I remember in the cartoon, Fred had his TV remote, but he'd push the button and a hatch would open and a little bird would just fly out, go to the TV and hit like the change channel button.
Yeah.
And he'd like smash his head into it, then like deadpan to the camera and be like, "It's a living."
Yeah.
And then like fly back.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's a living. Do they pay these animals?
Which I don't. Maybe they feed them. They give them room and board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or like the brontosaurus cranes are cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. I really like the Flintstones universe.
I do too.
Bedrock is cool. The creative ways they came up with animals interacting with the people to create the modern conveniences. Man, that was so cool.
Yeah, I like that a lot too.
Anyway, I don't know.
The McRib was first introduced in 1981 in Kansas City, Kansas.
Well, there you go.
It was a limited time, but it became a national item the following year in 82. So There we go.
Thanks, Kansas.
The McRib is a barbecue flavored pork sandwich sold by the fast food restaurant chain McDonald's. In case you didn't know, the McRib was.
And is also the inspiration for an entire episode of The Simpsons.
Was it really?
Yeah, Krusty Burger.
Yeah.
And they have the Krusty whatever. It's the McRib. And Homer ends up, like, all the middle-aged men get obsessed with it. And then it goes away because it's limited time. And Homer's like, no. And then he kind of meets up with some just, like, strung-out weirdos. And they're like, hey, man, don't worry. The Krusty Rib or whatever, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
Oh, no, here's the map of all the places where it goes around. And basically, Homer joins, like, the Grateful Dead fans and gets on, like, a Grateful Dead fan bus, and they follow the sandwich all around the country.
I like that.
Yeah, I'm like that's really funny. All right, Tevis, final thoughts on 1994's The Flintstones.
All right, the Flintstones. You could tell this was a 90s movie. They
had Rosie O'Donnell
do something with Rosie O'Donnell.
and the B-52s.
They do something with the music in this. It's very... You get a lot of strings and brass, and it's very... kind of almost chaotic at times, and it does that very cartoonish, over the top chaos type. I remember hearing it in Liar Liar.
Okay.
And then when I was watching this, it took that and it just kind of ramped it up a little bit.
Oh, when like when Fred's like running from the lynch mob, and it just kind of
just chaotic strings and brass playing, and it's exaggerated and it's loud and it's annoying. The cast was almost perfect. The production value is through the roof. It's phenomenal. It's a great film to look at. But the story is stupid. I mean, there's no other way to say it. It's stupid. Their whole plot is stupid. The way everybody just gets mad at each other, it's just kind of convoluted and easily avoidable. they play Fred to be super dumb at points that it wasn't that way in the cartoons. The main villains are dull. And even when Sharon Stone makes her turn to help Fred, I didn't care. This movie sucks. I was watching this and I had the windows open because it was a nice day out, and it got a little loud and the music started getting a little crazy and chaotic. And I was embarrassed that my neighbors were going to hear that I was watching the Flintstones. This movie is bad.
Your neighbors drive around in a van with the word,
The pagan?
the pagan
Yeah.
written in like window chalk.
Yeah, it's crayon, probably. It's the one that he didn't eat.
I was gonna say he doesn't write in crayon; he eats them.
Yeah, but as much as I want to like the cast, what they do is fantastic. I don't think it's very sitcomish,
Yes,
and I don't think for a movie of hour and a half length, it wears thin real quick. I think if they had done, like, if they wanted to redo it for Netflix, like make a half hour, like a new series, Nick, bring back the Flintstones, do a live action version of it, but make it a half hour little snippets. That would be all right. I wouldn't get overly annoyed with everything. The names on all of the businesses having to be,
Stone.
McRonald or Rockles or whatever they called it, or just every single thing, and they have to constantly show it all the time. They got old really quick.
Mm-hmm.
And towards the end, where they're showing all of this stuff and all of the appliances again, I was just like, okay, I get it. Come on, let's move along here. Let's get to the end of this shit. I got more annoyed than I got joy out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So no, this movie's not worth it. Not worth the ticket price. As painful as it is to me to say that, because I love John Goodman's performance. I love Rick Moranis' performance. I love Elizabeth Perkins' performance.
You loved Rosie O'Donnell's performance.
And there it is. There it is.
And I feel like I'm talking to Jeff Goldblum. Well, and there it is.
There it is.
There it is.
It's chaos theory.
Here I am in a room by myself, talking to myself because I can't see you.
Yeah. Nobody would have predicted that she would have opened the door and jumped out of a moving car. It's chaos theory. So,
essence of chaos.
Essence of chaos. Imperfections in the skin.
Microscopic.
Of course, microscopic.
Are you trying to woo me? Can I give my final thoughts? Are you trying to have sex with me?
I don't know what's taking you so long.
I'm really conflicted how I feel about our working relationship. Oh! Okay, The Flintstones, 1994.
Hank. It's a living. I'm going to have to blur that out because
I hope you do. We still have to come up with our technical difficulties logo. If I could sketch, I would send you something. Okay, my final thoughts on 94's The Flintstones. I enjoyed this movie more often than I didn't. But there were points where I didn't. 35 right. And I thought it was only 12. How silly of me.
dumbass.
What an idiot. But this plot is so, again, I can't tell if it's undercooked or overcooked or both. So there's sometimes where I'm like, this is raw.
It's both raw and overcooked at the same
It's
time.
burnt and not cooked at all
How in
simultaneously.
the fuck?
It's almost impressive.
Yes.
There is something here. Just from the production side alone, there should have been something here. And when you're watching this movie and you see Bedrock come to life and you see these characters come to life, including Bam Bam's nethers, there's something special. Less about Bam Bam's nethers. But I just wanted more. I wanted more Bedrock. Not necessarily more of the 94 Flintstones movie.
I see that. Yeah.
There were I laughed. I openly laughed a few times during this. I enjoyed everybody, including Rosie O'Donnell. Vandercave less so. Honestly, he's probably my least favorite
I
character in
would
this
say
movie.
same thing. Yeah.
You just get
He's
rid of
just
him.
kind of me.
I like what you said about maybe just bringing back the Flintstones, and even and if you wanted to do live action, and use this as your production, your world building foundation of how it should look.
Yeah.
Because I think if you did that, then you home run. And then but again, it lends itself probably better to those shorter snippets where a story won't necessarily wear so thin so quickly. But if you were like animating, for instance, because it would probably make more sense. But I'm going to add a caveat to this, though, is because if you do it this way, your writing and your storyboarding have to be so perfect. It's got to be so keyed into what exactly you're doing in that episode. Do 5 to 7 minute Bluey episodes.
That would work too.
Where it's literally, you don't even have the full 30. It's just, it's animated. Here's the Flintstones or the Rubbles or both. Here's a short situation they're in. We all get to enjoy Bedrock and whatever it is, whatever caveman antics go on as that satires modern life, and we're out the door.
I would be all for that.
We all get a nice chuckle, and we leave before anyone yawns.
Yeah.
But again, everyone's thinking, oh yeah, just do it shorter. That makes it easier. Well, no, that makes it a lot harder because it's got to be so pinpoint accurate with what you're doing and trying to say. I feel like this movie, the idea, broad strokes idea, not corporate embezzlement and whatever and fertility issues in a children's movie. Broad strokes, though, the idea of a live action Flintstones movie works. On paper, it works. And then when you see, it's like, well, here's how we would bring it to life. That's perfect. There's something here. And it just drops the ball because I guess no one could get their head out of their ass on the creative side.
It's like the writers and the creators of this movie, they watched the Flintstones, but they didn't pay attention to the Flintstones.
That is a great way to look at it. Yes. They missed the point.
They got the look of it, just not the essence of it.
Yeah. So, I enjoyed this movie. I don't care what you say. I don't care what Anna says. You're all wrong. I enjoyed this movie. 1994, it's the Flintstones. Is it worth the ticket price? No! It's not! It's bad! It kind of sucks! John Goodman, hurts me to say, gives an uneven performance. I'm not a big Rick Moranis guy. He's fine. It's fine. He does a good Barney. But this story is so bad. It's so bad. And it wastes everything else everyone else worked on in this thing. So, unfortunately, skip the Flintstones 1990. Is it a 73 total? No, that's bullshit. That is garbage. That is nonsense. This movie is better than Lucy.
Yeah, I give it that.
Okay.
I appreciate that they stuck as close as they did to the source material, as far as the look and the characters and how some of those they acted. Some of them. But you're right. The story is just, there's so many things that they could have done. They could have just taken shit from the episodes.
Yeah.
Because the Flintstones is more of a domestic
Yeah.
story. It's not a corporate espionage.
It's not All the President's Men.
No shit. I'm like, what are we doing here? You don't have to make it so
So
overly.
then Fred and Barney uncover the Watergate conspiracy before it goes down.
It's like
The waterfall conspiracy.
oh god, no, yeah, they thought way too hard.
Or did they?
They tried to think too hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hat time. Is it my turn?
It's your turn.
Is it my turn? Make sure I got all my notes done here. Yep, I covered everything. All right.
Sounds like fall in here.
Notice how I didn't rifle through them and find one? I reached in, picked one out blindly, and now I've got it.
Well, that worked well for me, didn't it?
Yeah, you rifled through and you still picked the Flintstones. All right.
I don't understand why that motherfucker was in there in the first place.
I saw it was included on Amazon Prime. And I was like, hey, a movie we don't have to buy.
All right, I like your thinking.
Still not worth the ticket price. Okay.
Costs too much free.
So we just did the Flintstones.
Okay.
Family-friendly comedy.
All right. Cool. Oh no, that's not what we're doing. Another family-friendly comedy.
Kind of.
Oh, okay.
Michael Pena.
You're doing Ant-Man.
Shia LaBeouf.
Is Michael Pena in a Transformers movie?
John Bernthal.
Okay, now you got my attention.
Brad Pitt. Other kid I don't remember.
Wait a minute. Is that the tank movie?
The World War II epic Fury.
Oh, hell yeah. I say only watching that movie one time.
I think I've also only watched it one time.
I went to the theater and watched that.
Okay. Well, we're watching it again.
Sweet.
Tune in next week, episode 96. Also 96.
96. We're almost to the hundo.
Should we do something special for Hundo?
Yeah.
Like what?
I don't know.
Okay.
We haven't done a showdown in a while.
Let's do a showdown.
Let's do a showdown.
Let's do a showdown.
We're going to do a showdown.
Showdown! And you just witnessed a production meeting.
That was a little long for a production meeting.
It was. And we didn't nearly go down as many rabbit holes as we normally
A lot
do.
less food.
Did you see this video? Oh my God. So, thank you all so much for watching. I'm Jake, that's Tevis. We are Ticket Price. This was 1994's The Flintstones, unanimously not worth the ticket price, but Rosie O'Donnell is just fine.
No.
Shelley
No.
Duvall.
No.
I would like to give an award.
No. The awards have been given out. The awards have been given out.
It's my list.
They've been. We've had this section. The section is closed.
List.
You should have given it away earlier. The award show is closed. Everybody's already walking up the carpet and out the door into their cars. The awards are over.
Okay, well, spoil sport. Okay, if you haven't already, let us know in the comments if you got bingo and tell us your thoughts on our episode, the Flintstones, or, whatever else you want to talk about. I don't know. How are you? Are you doing okay? How was work? How was that date you went on?
Who went on a date? You went on a date?
You didn't tell Tevis about
You
your
didn't tell
date?
me about your date?
Oh, hold on.
Oh, this is some bullshit.
Welcome to Ticket Price Dateline Edition. Hello, caller. You're on the air. Was it steamy? Was there a cuck chair?
It's just after midnight on Cinemax?
I'm desperate.
Oh, okay.
Now, if you haven't already, please follow the channel, turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our episodes or bonus content, and make sure you share it around to all your friends who are out there just going, man, I just like to talk about movies. But in like a dumb way, not like a overly thought out, pretentious way. There are other channels for that. Did I miss anything?
Nope.
All right. Thank you all so much. Tune in next week, episode 96, Fury. And as always, be good to yourselves, be good to each other, and good night.
I want to make
North Star!